Hello there, my fine friends. Martin Pavey here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to give you an indisputable truth. You have to give something. You have to give something. In order for there to be an output, well, guess what there has to be? There has to be an input at the beginning. And if you've been on Twitter for any amount of time doing anything at all, you will see how people behave, which is why it's really important that you like and subscribe and share to spread this really important message. You will see that you'll get comments on your posts, you'll get DMs, you'll get all manner of communications, and most of them will be incredibly generic, formulaic, no personality in there. And yesterday, I posted a picture. It was fun. It makes me laugh, to be honest. I was out on my walk and it was an absolutely stunningly beautiful day. And I was walking along a path that I pretty much walk every single day. And clearly there'd been a family walking along, and there was a hat, a very bright pink hat. And I picked it up because I thought it might have been the belongings of a couple of people who were walking in front of me, actually. But it wasn't. And so I folded it up, I put it in my pocket, and I thought, oh, fuck it, let's just do a funny little post. And so I took it out of my pocket, unfolded it, and unruffled it, put it on my head, jaunty angle, with the caption on my feed. You'll be able to see it if you scroll down on my feed on Twitter. How does this look? You know, and it got a few laughs and a few little, just a bit of engagement. And I just thought, well, you see, this is what you want. You want to put something in with pizzazz. And if you want pizzazz out of people, then you have to give something. And no matter where it is, and, if it's job descriptions that are really, really dull and you think, God, do I want that job? Or, hookup apps or any social media, just whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. It's so disappointing, when you get a new message. It's like when you've got your mobile phone and you get a text message and it turns out to be from, your bank telling you that they've got new savings accounts that are launching, and it's, oh, for fuck's sake, I want it to be somebody interesting. I want it to be something exciting and thought-provoking and something that I can actually do something with. You don't want to have those generic moments. You don't want to be that person. And of course, in the feed, you will see a huge amount of this, of people asking the same questions and how they ever, there's a manual. I keep saying this, I'm more and more convinced that there's a manual that has been distributed to people saying, if you want engagement, just write this at this time and just write this at this time. It's like, no, don't do it. And when I was out on the same walk yesterday, a nice big, huge loop around the valley, I recorded a spontaneous video, and it was actually on whether things are a marathon or a sprint. And personally, I don't think it's either. I think if you're going to build a consistency, you have to be invested, for the long term. And the way to be invested for the long term is to make the process of whatever you're building as interesting and as authentically you as you can possibly manage. And people are afraid, I see people putting swear words in their tweets and putting an asterisk where the you should be in fuck or whatever. And the thing is, I understand why people are doing it, but you want to have some real impact. That's what you're aiming for. And there was another random account that, now that I'm interacting more on posts, more and more interesting and larger profiles, with more followers, are being suggested to me. And there was one that said, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like, well, what are you personally most proud of? And I actually commented, I'm proud that I can always be stronger than my circumstances, and I can rescue myself at any given point. I can recover my composure at any point. And there were hundreds or even thousands of comments on this one post, as I say, big account. And quite a few people liked it. And then first time that this has happened to me, people bookmarked, a handful of people bookmarked the comment that I'd made. And I thought, oh, good, because that obviously really packed a punch. And that's what you want to do. You don't just want to be, it's fine to ask questions, but, quoting, posting quotes and asking the same questions. Are you a morning person or an evening person? Are you an extrovert or an introvert? And it's like, oh my God, it's so formulaic, and it's never going to get you the followers that you want. Because obviously there are people who are solely for the dopamine release of it all, are posting purely to increase their follower account. But what you'll find is that they won't actually have anything particularly special to offer, and they're not necessarily building a business. Maybe it's just a way of them feeling better about themselves. And do you know what? Absolutely fair enough. But the reason that I'm a creator is because I want to have an impact. The way that I write, it has my voice. It's a unique style that I write in because it's authentically me. And I want to be as generous to you, the audience, in whatever I'm doing. I talk about Twitter a lot on these videos, but obviously I get a huge amount of really, really positive feedback from you on this account. And it really does warm my heart. It's such a fantastic feeling to be able to impart the wisdom that I've garnered in my almost 43 years. And it's why I want to impress upon you this idea of bravery, of putting out there the most authentic and boldest and brightest version of yourself, because it feels really fantastic to be completely who you are, to express yourself in a way that you would speak and do that online, and then to get feedback, whatever the feedback is. It doesn't matter if it's, positive or negative. It doesn't actually matter, because if you're resilient, you're not addicted or attached to the outcomes. What matters is that you build that solid character, and it feels really, really great because it shows you that you're unstoppable. It shows you what you're capable of, and it shows you that if you have an iron will and an unbreakable motivation for why you're living your life, you can do really great things. That's why I do everything that I do. It's not, people will say, oh, Martin, you just say things to be different and you just want the attention. So, well, who doesn't want attention? Hello? Look at the people who don't get attention. Look at the people who go into solitary confinement in prison. Look what happens to those people. They go stark raving mad, those people, and they die young and they die brutally. And 500 years later, we make them saints, and we have to hear, I don't know how it actually came up. There's a computer game that I watch, and this is an open, honest confession, while I'm doing my work, because I'm of the Tim Ferriss school. Ages and years ago in a video, he recommended that if you're doing deep, obviously call it deep work, if you're doing work that's very solitary all the time, what he did was he either played music or he had films playing in the background. And I do the same thing with long plays. People actually play entire video games and put them up as long plays, and that is actually, I find that really, really enjoyable, and it helps me to stay on the straight and narrow with doing the work. And there was this saint, this girl called Saint Germaine Cousin, and her story is how she was hideously abused by her family, her mother, her siblings, and she lived on a farm and she didn't get to sleep in the house and all of this stuff. It's all really brutal. That's not what you That's not what you want your life to be like. You don't want your life to be so brutal. You want it to be challenging, certainly. It's good to have a challenge, I definitely believe that. But make it enjoyable. Make it enjoyable. Bring humour and because there are obviously, now that I'm posting more on Twitter, there are people who are doing to me what I'm doing, for them, so I'm commenting on people's posts that I'm not necessarily following. And so people who don't follow me yet, they're following, and maybe they'll never follow me, doesn't matter. But they're commenting on my posts as well. Be that fantastic, amusing, entertaining pattern interrupt for people in a sea of banality and dullness. I sound really harsh, but literally every single day I see numerous people asking the same questions, and it's all this kind of gigantic circle jerk, but it doesn't really achieve anything. It's a bit aimless, because probably the people who are doing it don't know exactly what they want. And you'll find this everywhere in life, that people they want to do something, but they haven't actually established what that something is, So when you give something specific and directed and unique, make it about you. People think that be unique is this really difficult thing. It's not. Just speak as you speak online and say what you say in your own way. Wonderful, fantastic, and a privilege, because we have the technology at our fingertips to be doing this every single day. And sometimes you have to push yourself a little bit more to do the work, but once you get into it, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So please go out there, say something, give something, be yourself, be brave, and never stop. Keep going. Thank you very much. It's Martin Pavey here. Always grateful to have you on the channel. Please do like and subscribe and share to spread this very important message. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Be you.